Hi everyone, in this occasion I would love to share with you how what extensions I usually use for developing. I will show you now which ones I have downloaded already. I will show you, let's see. Look, I usually use the PHP Intelligence. This is CMake tools. This came along with Visual Studio Code, if I am not wrong. Um, yes, it is a support to Visual Studio Code. These three I installed because C and C++ is a language that is super generical. And on the university, and many people sometimes ask you to do something and from desktop, and this is kind of like a very very good help for you to go and make those things possible on Visual Studio Code. I will tell you the truth. I have done desktop applications on Visual Studio Code, which is kind of weird, but and I say weird because usually people use Visual Studio, not Visual Studio Code. But in my case, I use Visual Studio Code as much as I could because for me, it is like saving resources. Also, I installed this HTML CSS support, which is like an autocomplete, but also more than autocomplete, is like a, how can I say it? It's like the intelligence of PHP. What is the intelligence? An intelligence is something that when you're writing the code, it tells you what things, um, what each thing means, and what each thing, sorry, does. You will see what it does, for what it is used for. Even before you complete, you just complete writing it. You don't have to complete writing it. You can have even the half of a writing of it, and it will say to you the suggestion, and that's amazing for me. I mean, that's just um, like incredible, let's say. This is PHP intelligence. This is also something that I use, and it's the same thing as the HTML and CSS support intelligence. And also this W3 CSS autocomplete is very useful because I will tell you something that is going to help you very, very often, and it's going to be kind of cool. You see this here, W3C, W3 container. With when you use this with the CDN here, you will have the capability of using a lot of the features that are on W3 School for free. And they are for free already, but you will not need to go to the, for example, to the website like this to write down W3 schools. Sorry, to write down W3 school, and in here you to go to here, and then to go to the HTML, and to look for the container. No, no, no. With this, you just write down the class, and it will do it for you. This is like a bootstrap, but instead of a bootstrap, the nice part is just that it will work without the necessity of many things. I mean, just the W3 school CDN and the class, and that's it. Sometimes the bootstrap is good, but as I told you before, it's kind of generical. That's why I like the most Tailwind rather than Bootstrap. And let's see what other thing. Sometimes I also install sorry, Pretty Fire. Let me see if I find it right now. You see this pretty compact JSON? That is also very useful. Um, for what is this used to? Well, if you have a JSON, um, and if you don't know what is a JSON, I will teach it to you later. Let's put it on a notepad. Here, let's put it, for example, to show you what is a JSON. Let's try not to make this video too large, and I will install it. Also, you see this markdown table pretty fire. This is also kind of useful, but it's not very often that you will be writing tables on your code. But if you want to maybe get the habit, that is something cool. Being honest, I will start making it. And when I say pretty, I mean it's just the formatted, okay? And it is called actually prettier. There was another one that was called Pretty Fire, if I am not wrong. But the thing is that maybe I mixed this pretty for matter, and I said Pretty Fire. And being honest, if someone has an idea, there you have a name. Pretty Fire could be a cool name for a code for matter. Um, this is another code for mother that um, also has a lot of things, but the one that I use is this one. Okay, this one has even a page that is official and is well known, and many developers right now use it. As you can see, it has been downloaded 500,664. Uh, that was okay. That was more than 1,000. Five 58 million times and 6,478 or seven 780 it has been downloaded. If you want me to say the number in a better way, I could do it, but right now this is not a class of English. Hi everyone, in this occasion I just want to say that I am just going to stop the video and continue um, just to show you the extensions that I have and in an external way, because sadly um, the video audio was um, like altered, so I am going to try to make it again. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that I don't take much making this other video, which is going to be just to review the other extensions that I installed besides the or taking apart the one that was pretty far prettier. So see you in the next video of the next section of this video. Hi, let's continue with the video that I was making for you. Now I am going to show you the extensions that I have. Let's go here to GitHub and let's just remove this. Let's go to extensions and you see, sorry, this is not GitHub, this is Visual Studio Code. You see this here? Um, this is the extensions that I have. I told you that I installed Better Commons. You see this Azure repos? This was installed automatically when I installed GitHub or Gitbatch on my computer, and I linked it to to my GitHub account. Also, you see this emoji converter? I installed it. we can click on it and you can see that here it says disable or uninstall, which means that it is active and also installed. Also, I installed this GitHub extension pack, and this has a lot of things that has to be with GitHub. GitHub code spaces, which I has never seen. I don't know what it is exactly for, but I know what it is: Git graph, Git history, Git length. I know what is Git tags, Git pull requests, open. All these things I know what are for. And let's see. By the way, remember that being humble and honest is better than being a liar. Okay. And also I installed this git length, which is not was not even in the video. I installed it because it was required to make a connection to the GitHub account that I have. Also, I installed this JavaScript debugger. I think that you saw that, and the live server. By the way, the live server is super useful. Also, I installed this Markdown table prettifier, which is not something that I usually do, but I am starting to think that would be useful. And also this JS code format. These Node.js snippets, and why the Node.js snippets? Even though I'm not using Node.js lately, Node.js is something that, as I know, is something that, as I know how to use, I use it often, no matter where I am. This computer is not kind of the best one. That's why I'm not using it lately. Also, I install a material icon. Material icon is kind of fun because it's going to put the icons to folders, directories, and files that you create depending on which kind of file you are creating automatically. And that's kind of that makes the coding kind of interesting, and I like it very much, being honest. Also, the remote repositories. This is something that also got installed alone when I was working on the installation of my on the configuration of my repository, which was on Git bash here, and um, the prettier which I showed you, and that's it. That was everything. I mean, that until the moment that was what was missing in the video. I hope that you have learned everything, and remember that Jesus Christ loved you much more than what I could ever tell you. Bye bye.